Hello viewers, welcome back to the e-learning platform of the GS College of Commerce, Wardha. So in the today's video lecture, we will discuss the subject Indian economy for the BCom 6th sem. Under that, we will see here the industrial sickness. As I told earlier, the second unit deals with the industries, and one of the important aspect or chapter in the second unit is the industrial sickness. So we will discuss it here. If we will see in common terms, industrial sickness is nothing but the bad financial position of the company or the institute or the undertaking. If the firm or the industrial unit suffers the loss, suffers the loss continuously in the certain time period, financial time period, then there may be the problem of the industrial sickness arise. And this is because of the various reasons. There may be the problem of the industrial sickness. There are the internal factors as well as the external factors which causes the industrial sickness. If we will talk about India, in India there is a large scale industrial sickness is found, but this industrial sickness we will find not in the large scale unit or the medium scale unit, but this is prominently seen in the small scale industrial units or the micro and the small scale industrial units. So if the financial position of the firm is deteriorating, the firm is not able to pay off its loan or liability, then there may be the problem of the industrial sickness may develop. Then it will have the effect on the financial ratios of the firm. Similarly, it will have the problems which are related with the accumulation of the losses. Okay, excessive inventories are accumulated. Such type, there is a industrial unrest is developed among the employees or the laborers. So such type of the various problems can be seen with the industrial sickness. Okay, so let's see what is the definition of the industrial sickness. This definition is given the above definition is given by the Reserve Bank of India, and according to the Reserve Bank of India, which unit can be termed as the industrially sick unit. Okay, a sick unit is a one which has reported cash loss for the year of its operation, that is the current financial year, or the finance in the judgment of the financing bank, if the bank has financed, and so in that financing bank's judgment, if it is seen that the particular financial year the thus in unit may suffer a loss, okay, cash loss, and again is likely to incur the cash loss for the current year as well as for the following year. Taken. So in the current year and the following year, there may be the estimation of the loss according to the financial institutions which is actually granting the loan to the industrial unit will be termed as a sick unit. This is a definition which is given by the Reserve Bank of India. So there is again the definition which is given according to the Sick Industrial Companies Act, Provision Act 1985. What this act has defined the industry, defined the industrially sick unit. It according to it, it was registered for at least 7 years. Okay. But the time period then later on reduced to 5 years. So if an undertaking is registered for the 7 years, working from since 7 years, okay, but or we can say the 5 years, then it incurred the cash loss in the current year and the preceding years. Taken. The current year and the preceding years, there is a loss, and its entire worth, that is the paid up capital and the reserve, was eroded. A company is regarded as weak SIC on the erosion of the 50% of its net worth. So if its 50% of the net worth is eroded during the preceding 5 financial years, then such company will also be, or such industrial unit will also be termed as an industrial SIC unit. There are certain changes which are also made in the industrial sickness according to the Companies Act 1982. According to the Companies Act 2002 amendment. What is industrial SIC unit? Which has the accumulated losses in any financial year equal to 50% or more of its average net worth during the 4 years immediately preceding the financial year in question. So, and which has failed to repay its debt within any 3 consecutive quarters or demand for repayment by its creditor. So if the industrial unit is not able to repay its demand from the creditors for the consecutive 3 quarters, then such unit will also be termed as an industrial SIC unit according to the Companies Second Amendment Act 2002. And again, the definition is given to you. Okay, now we will see what are the causes of the industrial sickness. So what are basically the causes of the industrial sickness? The first, if we will classify the causes are of 2 types. One is the internal causes and the other one is the external causes. So the internal causes is their inexperienced promoters. So if the promoters who are starting the unit are very enthusiastic and they started the unit without considering the different aspects of starting a unit, then again there may be the inexperience, and this inexperience may cause the unit to be sick. Then second one is the wrong location. If the industrial unit which is situated or which is started or which are started basically on such an area where the transportation availability is not proper transportation facility is not there. Similarly, such type of the location problems may develop. So this may cause again the industrial sickness, because any industrial enterprise which is working, or the industrial unit which is working, it requires good transportation facilities. So there is a need of the transportation in terms of the raw material as well as the finished goods. So if this wrong location is selection of the wrong location is done, then again there may be the possibility of the industrial sickness. Similarly, we find that the export or unit is established, and again import unit or export unit is established, but again there is a problem that the availability of the proper transportation, then again there may be such problems is developed. Similarly, there are the long gestation period. There are certain businesses where the gestation period is quite long. So right from the commencement or the commissioning of the plant, there may be the long time period, and this gap or the long time period actually has the effect on the profitability of the firm. Similarly, it puts the pressure on the financial resources of such type of the undertaking. We find there is the financial problems. Many of the industrial units do not get the sufficient amount of the finance from the financial institutions. There may be the high rate of interest. If the cost of capital is more, then again it will have the effect. So such type of the financial problems also can have the effect on the health of the industrial units. Similarly, there are certain legal complications. If the project or the plant which is started, and there may be the certain problems related with the legal problems, and these legal problems may again effect, has the negative effect on the health of the industrial unit. Similarly, there are the technological problems. These technological problems are like the obsolete technologies used for the plant in the industrial unit, or the very sophisticated machines are used but the parts are not easily available. Then such type of the technological problems are also cause the industrial sickness. So these are basically fundamentally the internal causes. Then there are the external causes also. These external causes is there the demand and the credit restraints, like if the just because of the slowdown or the recessionary condition in the economy, there is not effective demand for the product, then it puts the pressure on the pressure on the financial position of the firm, because if the sales will not take place for the product, it will have the effect on the profit and the other. So demand, if the demand is not there, similarly the credit is not easily available, there is a lack of optimum utilization of capacity, the firm's full capacity is not firms capacity is not fully utilized. Again, there is a problem of the cost of production. It has the effect on the cost of production. Similarly, we find there are the different problems which are related with the energy crisis, like the electricity supply of the electricity. Similarly, there are problems of the coal and water of facility in the industrial unit. So if such type of the energy crisis are there, then it will have the effect on the working of the industrial units. There are certain times the government policies are also responsible for the industrial unit to become the sick. The policies which are related with the import as well as export, if government is restricting to certain imports, so it will have the effect on such industrial undertaking which depends a lot of larger extent on the imported goods or goods which are imported. So again, it will have the negative effect. Then the other external causes, these other external causes are related with the supply problems and the creditors problems, similarly the problems of the finances and others. So these are basically the internal as well as the external factors which are responsible for the industrial sickness. Now we will see what are the consequences we find of the industrial sickness. These consequences are basically the unemployment problems aggravate, because once the unit becomes industrially sick and it is closed down, so there may be the many laborers get unemployed. Not only the laborers and the other staff of the unit will get unemployed. So the unemployment problem develops. Similarly, there is problem of the increase in the labor unrest due to the closure of the industrial unit. The labor will feel unsecured, and there will be the demand from their side related with their benefits. So there is industrial unrest. There is a problem of the wastage of the huge resources which are invested in the sick unit. There is a financial losses to the banks, because the financial institutions have granted the loan or financial finance to such industrial unit, and there is a problem of the non-performing assets for this financial institutions. And again, if there is such problem with the financial institution, this is actually the loss for the nation also. Similarly, creating the incentives for establishing the new and industries among the entrepreneurs and investors. They become discouraged just because of the industrial sickness which are seen there. Similarly, there is a resulting into the huge loss of the revenue to the government, both the central government, state government and the local government. and it has the adverse effect on the both sides, from the backward linkage as well as the forward linkage. And the closure or the liquidation of the large SIC units creates the psychologically despair among the investors. So the investors also feel hesitated in further investment in such country economy where the large industrial unit is becoming sick. So such type of the consequences we find because of the industrial sickness. So it's related, there are the other aspects which are related with this particular chapter. We will discuss it in the next video lecture. Thank you.